are live. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This is episode number 124, and I'm joined by absolute Alvin Alvarez. Good evening, sir. How's it going, Alvin? I'm glad
How
you
are you,
showed up.
Ray? How
I'm ecstatic here. I'm glad he showed up. I thought, you know what? I thought he wouldn't show up here. He wasn't going to show. I thought, you know what? He maybe is still a little hurt. How's the neck feeling? You good? Everything okay?
Ray, when you sent me the request, I had to second guess if I really wanted to come on. But you know what? If you're going to give me an open platform, it's just as dangerous as giving me an open microphone. So just be prepared that if you step out of line, I may curse you out on your own podcast. Just going to say that. Just going to throw it out there right now.
Again, why the threat already? See, even
because
the guy.
I know. See, because you threw it out first.
No. Wait. Before you continue, I want to show. Go ahead. I want to show respect here to our nice comment here, Lance Batter from Dudes at the Ringside podcast, saying, "Let's go." Here we go.
Yeah,
see, they're excited.
A respectful podcast, the guy who actually presents his talent in a respectful way.
Did I not just give you a proper intro? I was going to be all nice here, and you started out hostile already. We're not even 2 minutes in.
I'm not hostile. I'm actually smiling. I'm not hostile. But you threw out the first dagger about the neck, so you didn't have to bring that up.
I'm asking you if you're okay.
Okay.
I'm being a very caring host here. I'm making sure you're okay.
Fair enough.
See?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
There we go. I brought you on because you have a lot of shows coming up. We want to talk about all this.
I do.
We have some stuff to talk about here. But before we get into all that, before we get into any more hostility here, I want to ask you a question. You heard the name of the podcast. It's called Respect the Craft. So when you hear that term, the craft, what does that mean to you?
Okay. The craft is the art of professional wrestling. The art of making something that may not be believable. The art and the magic behind the athleticism of creating something for an audience that respects it. That's my definition of the craft.
There you go. That's a nice definition there. Lance, again, Silky's not here. What do you think? I'm a magician here? There's nothing up my sleeve. This, again, is supposed to be a nice civil interview here. We're trying to have fun.
I hope so.
Trying to have a good time. I'm trying to have, again, this is an old pal. I've known Alvin for years now. I was going to show. Yeah. Look at this. We've known each other since this event right here.
Yeah.
It's been since Fireborough all the way back then. You were a lot better then, though. I will say that. But hey, it's okay. It's the years get to you. I get it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I get it.
You know what? You know the accomplishments I've done since that show? If you want to bring that show up, let's talk about that show. You see, that show, I was doing business with superstars. You want to know why? Because 2 stars on that show are signed talent now. See, Rob Stone is an agent, I believe, for NXT. And you may know Sonny Kiss. Does that name sound familiar? Yeah. AEW. So I work with top talent. So you want to talk about that show? Sure, let's talk about that show and what I've done up until now. You see, I've also captured the Ace Heavyweight Championship, which I've had a record of 1,042 days, which I don't think will be broken. I've also won the NYWC Fusion title, the NYWC Tag Team titles, the Ace Tag Team titles, the VPW Tag Team titles, the Ace Diamond Division title. Should I keep going, Ray?
That's a lot of tag titles. So I'm guessing these partners of yours must have had a little bit of back problems. I'm sorry. But you know what? Let's start getting the show. Let's start talking about the reason you're here. Let's start promoting some of the events you have coming up. There's some great companies you're going to be working for. So let's talk about that. Let's start with this Saturday. This Saturday, you're going to Boston, Massachusetts. You're going to be a part of NAW here. Tell us a little bit about this. How is this going to be this Saturday as you're making your way all the way to Massachusetts?
Well, New Age Wrestling. Last time I was there was August of last year, and I took on their NAW champion, Chris Taylor, and I beat him, but whatever. It is what it is. So I returned to Springfield, Massachusetts this Saturday. Don't know who my opponent is. Doesn't matter. My point is to get back to the NAW championship, which is now held.
Okay, that's good.
By Absolute.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So you're going to be making a return. That's it. We still don't know who. Let's keep going here. We're a little short of time. I'm sorry. This is why we started a little early. We're gonna go to the next show here. I'm being unbiased here. I'm trying to get to the next show. There's another show coming up as well. Let's get to this one as you're going to be a part of NYWC Aftermath. This is the aftermath now of the Psycho Circus. Great event here that you were also a part of. You got to wrestle Tony Nese and a good friend of yours here. This was 20 years in the making here.
It was. This match is probably one of my favorite matches of all time. Just the build up to this match was awesome. Me and Tony we're good friends. We still are good friends. I don't know if we're still good friends now. He didn't want to shake my hand at the end of that match, but it is what it is. So, but I did get the win there, and hopefully that momentum from the Psycho Circus can take me on to Aftermath, which is a qualifier.
I don't know. Dickie Rods is there in there.
I'm getting to that, Ray. Right, I'm getting to that. I'm doing a lot of podcasts. I know maybe you're new at this podcast thing, but I'm a professional talent. I know how to do podcasts and roll on to one show to the next. I've done this plenty of times.
You sure? Because you're taking a little while here. I'm trying to get to the next match here. We're trying to talk about Dickie Rods because you're going to be facing him twice, so it might be. Fortunately. Two losses maybe back to back here because wrestling is now. But shout out to the great company Wrestling is now.
You're a clown, man.
What is with this?
Said hold on. You said unbiased, right? Isn't this supposed to be unbiased? Podcast.
I'm saying what could possibly happen. I didn't say it is going to happen. Again, I'm saying I'm being the journalist here. I'm saying
why don't you say that I can win these matches? So I say, want a big win at Master of the Mat.
You might be able to get that win. You might be able to qualify for Master of the Mat here. Who knows? You might be able to get that big win at the big fight on March 31st. Well, I'll be calling that matchup. So I'll be there. I get to watch you go against Dickie Rods at Wrestling is Now.
That's perfect. You don't want to know why that's perfect? Because you could sit front row and you could send Adam Kane a message. So while you're watching me beat the piss out of Dickie Rods, you can text him that I'm going to do the same to him.
Again, I'm going to be calling. I'm going to be calling the match. I need to be a professional. Why would I be texting when I'm doing? See, I'm telling you the professionalism that I do here. This is what Respect the Craft is about. It's giving respect to you. Why would I be texting during your match? See, you're just adding these elements.
I bet you'll be unbiased there too, right, Ray?
Of course. Why will I not? See, even Silky said 2 losses. See, we're just saying the possibilities here. Two losses to Dickie's coming. There you go. Shout out to Dickie Rods, Hall of Famer. And look at this. Vince Steele in the chat just booing this here.
Vince Steele, you owe me, first of all. Vince Steele owes me. You should have him go on the podcast so he can tell you how he robbed me of the Ace Heavyweight Championship. He went to Mike Morgan. Let's talk about this, Ray. You want to talk about something? Let's talk about Ace Pro Wrestling. Let's talk about how my 1,042-day championship reign was ended by Vince Steele because his fat ass fell on me. Let's talk about that one, huh, Vince Steele? You want to really get into the potatoes of this? What?
See, we're the bad guys here. We're the bad guys, but then why would you make comments about that? Vince Steele, great competitor, doing things. Again, if you held that championship for 1,042 days, how could you not prepare for a man the size of Vince Steele? Come on, Alvin.
Were you there for the match, Ray?
I unfortunately was not. I might have been doing some Kane industry business. I might have been doing that.
You don't know what happened. You don't know what happened.
Okay.
Okay, I was robbed. End of story. So
so there we go. We'll end it there. Now let's get into a matchup that I can't wait. I can't wait for this matchup here because after this, unfortunately, the rest of the shows might have to card substitute change you because
I'm biased.
Again, I'm being unbiased here. April 15th, it is official. A Bay Short street fight. It will be the boss himself, the infamous Adam Kane, going head to head with Alvin Alvarez here. Again,
I didn't see the boss as a moniker. Where do you get that from?
Well, he's my boss. He's
your boss.
He is.
Okay.
See, this is what I'm saying. Look at Silky here. Making weight jokes is so unprofessional here. Look at that again.
Yeah.
Kane again. See, Kane industry. Okay. This is where we're part of here. So let's talk about this one.
Let's talk about this match. So do you think what your boss did back at Notorious was okay? That was okay though.
Why not? You were ready to go. You had a easy win there for you, wasn't it? Or do you feel like it
was a tough win? If it was a tough win, it was against 3 other very, very talented independent wrestlers. So after I got the win, I turn around and he's right there in the ring. That's not a fair fight. Come on, let's be honest. But you know what? I fought anyway, and I tried my best. Okay. If Adam Kane wants to play those games, like I said in the promo, I'll play along. But the thing is Silky, since he's watching, when I get the win, I get my 3 minutes with him.
Are you sure you're okay? You're still sounding a little delusional here. Three minutes with Silky Smooth. That's never going to happen. Let's get to the next part here. We're gonna stop here because no.
I'm still talking about this boss.
No. It's okay because I feel like you're a little delusional here. You're gonna say something you're gonna regret later on. We don't want you.
I'm not gonna regret anything later on because I know Adam Kane. I've studied him. I know exactly what he can do.
We saw the Instagram story. We saw. Yeah.
You know what? Just wait. And I hope he's watching this. I hope your boss is watching this because he wants to jump me from behind. I'm going to make sure that I take him out on April 15th once and for all. So if you want to be a part of that, you can be a part of that. That's fine.
We'll be there. We'll be right there watching as it happens once again. But let's go to the next show. That unfortunately, this matchup here is for the number one contendership here. We have a nice looking roster here of competitors. We have Rex Lawless, Sicilian Slammer, Joey Conway, Jay Vera, Fifth Chris. But unfortunately, again, that's going to have to be card subject to change at cream of the crop because I don't see Alvin Alvarez making it all the way to April 22nd.
Why is that, Ray? Why don't you see why?
Because look what goes in between.
As a professional host of a podcast, why don't you see me get into that show?
Because unfortunately, again, you're going into a street fight. Maybe you're not at 100% after that. Win, lose, or draw. Wouldn't you say that a street fight is a very dangerous matchup? Again, I'm being unbiased here. I'm just saying the possibilities that can happen.
I will be there at that street fight, and I'll take out your boss. And I'll also be at Remarkable, which is my old stomper grounds of Coram, and I will win the number one contendership for the Riot Championship.
Again, Alvin, I don't know if you should be doing false advertisement, but hey, this is on you, man. False advertisement is a crime.
Listen, you allowed me an open platform, right? So I'm taking my open platform and I'm letting you know what I can do in that ring. So you, as a professional podcast host, like you say you are, should allow me to be a professional podcast host.
But you want to be the host? You want to host this?
I could do a better job hosting your own podcast than you can, pal. Because I would actually give my guests the opportunity to talk about their shows and their wins that'll be coming up and their future plans and how they got into wrestling, stuff people actually want to hear instead of just jamming on and on and on about your boss and how he's gonna win this and you may not show up at this show and that show. This is a very poor podcast job on your behalf.
Is it now?
It is, Ray. Just giving you the facts.
Wow. So now you're giving me your journalistic opinion here. Is that what it is? Is that okay?
I never claimed I was a journalist.
I'm just saying.
What I claimed is to give the people want to see a professional podcast. That's what I'm claiming.
This is what they come here to see. Again, we're 124 episodes in. Because I've done this. I've done this a little time now. This has been a little bit of a.
Okay, you have.
But
you have, and I've seen it.
Yeah.
And you've done a great job with other people you bring on the show.
Yeah, and I'm trying to do the same with you, but
you're not though, because I don't get the same questions. See, I get different responses, but it's okay. If that's the game you want to play as well, like your boss, we can play these games. But then when I get Silky Smooth in the ring for 3 minutes, he won't be playing the same games.
Again, see, even Silky says it. I'm doing a fantastic job here, but again, unfortunately, we're short of time here. This is why I was trying to get through it. I was trying to make sure we plug everything.
You missed half the shows I was on, so I don't know where you're going. But normally your shows go an hour. How long we been on? We've been on for 15 minutes.
No, but again, we can't go any longer here. I'm sorry. We tried. We tried to get everything. We plugged everything. You know what?
This is what I knew this would happen.
Again, Alvin, I'm sorry. I have to cut the show here. You know what, guys? Thank you so much for watching here. To everyone, please don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Again, hopefully next week we have a guest that is truly giving me the time of day to actually ask the questions. This was hostile from the beginning. I truly apologize to everyone watching. As always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people, respect the craft. And again, come see us April 15th. Kane Industries does what Kane Industries does best. I will see you guys on the next one.